It's the time again, it's the time for the package from China, and today's video we are going to take a close look at something pretty damn awesome. So I'm just going to be honest, these things are absolutely crazy expensive, but it also comes with the reason why they are so expensive. These are like custom made GameCube portables. What I understand of, they are like refurbishing Wii systems. They are like been self-modded and completely like chopped up in pieces and to make something very unique. Wii's are dirty cheap nowadays and you can buy them for not a lot of money, or as I'm making this video. But the thing and the problem is with these portables, they are like super, like, say, time consuming to make. I'm just going to be honest, I don't even have like the knowledge to do something like this. There's a big community behind them, and in China there are like people dedicating themselves making these portables. But before you're going to get one of these things, you should know a couple of things before you're even going to spend your money. Buying them from the wrong, let's say, seller, it will give you like a lot of headache. Because if you're going to deep dive into the rabbit hole, you're going to find a lot of different versions that we're also going to talk about on this channel. I just want to focus on this model. This is more like the GameCube Edition, and the reason why, because of course not only the color and they are like using a logo that looks like in GameCube, it is also having the controls like in GameCube, and I think that is one of those freaking awesome things. Later on we're going to open it up to show you what is in the inside. Already mentioned, it's a Wii, but yeah, there are some things I do find a little bit of a problematic with these things. A great example, when you're looking at the back, you can see everything is a little bit scratched up. So in my opinion, they should like spend a little bit more time and some more effort getting this thing like a very nice, sleek, let's say, paint job. Because when you're going to pay like, say, $400 or $500 for this, yeah, that is absolutely to cry for. That is unforgivable. There is no physical disc player, so what you're going to do is adding your games on an SD card. But yeah, one of the things is like we're going to get ourselves an SD card, but they're not even using like Kingston. They're using the brand called Lust. I have seen it before with other handhelds, but if they're like superb just say quality, I don't know, to be honest, but they are very important, but because they're also hosting a lot of different files. At the left side we're going to get ourselves like, let's say, a normal joystick, not with the rubber compound, more like the GameCube style. And the same is also with the D-pad. The D-pad feels quite nice, to be honest. It's a long traveled one, so I think it will play okay when it comes to the games. Then we implemented a lot of custom buttons, for example this one, and of course we're having like different buttons for navigating through the menu, because you can also like set up the screen if you have any problems whatsoever. Two speakers at the front, and they sound kinda okay. And like a GameCube controller, you're going to get yourself like this C-stick, and I must say that they did an amazing job with it. Like, it feels very nice. It feels like even with the click underneath. And then of course the A, B, X and Y buttons, and they have like different height differences. So we're actually going to play with this. Zoom camera, yeah, thank you. They play quite nice. But when it comes to the shoulder button, that was a very interesting choice. We have two of them, but they're having like 3D printed buttons. When you go to zoom in at the side, they have like a very nice feedback. And when holding them, they play also very nice. But okay, over here we do have like the input for the power supply, and the power supply, that is a different story. Because we're going to get ourselves like quite interesting or weird looking like power supply. We have like, depending what kind of portable, we have like PlayStation, Dreamcast, like all kinds of portable versions. This version comes with an 8.4 volts 5 amp battery or a charger. Because the lithium charger is needed for the kind of, let's say, unique batteries they're using inside of these machines. And if you're wondering how long can you play, it's most of the time a couple of hours, depending of, let's say, the quality batteries they're using, but also like how good they will charge at least. And underneath we do have the option for BT or Bluetooth. What I understand of these things, some of them have even the compatibility to a connected Bluetooth controller. But you know what's kind of weird with this? It is really weird. So far I understand we do have like a jack connection over here, but there is no AV out. That would be cool. Okay, when turning it on, it automatically turns on. Where having like the PlayStation version, you need to press a button to basically boot up the PlayStation inside. This automatically boots up. The LED over here indicates how the battery life is. It's not great because it shows a little bit of a red in, so that's not great. Automatically it will load up RVL loader, or sorry, RV loader. Oh, RV loader. So it's running on RV loader version 1.6. And I did notice a couple of times that somehow my games wouldn't run. They had like some minor issues when it comes to, let's say, the software itself. Don't know how long it will take. But when booting up, what you're going to get basically is a fan will automatically start spinning. I'll give you a closer, let's say, look at it, how it sounds. I can tell you can hear it, but it's not like really annoying loud. The display they are using, I must say they did an amazing job. You do pay a lot for it, but you're actually going to get a good one. So let's remove the screen protector. Take consideration that it does have like a very reflective front, so you need to be careful with it if you're not going to be scratching it up. But when booting up, this is actually what we're going to get. And yeah, so this is actually like pretty damn cool. They have like a lot of like GameCube games you can play on the go on original like ish hardware, because it's still on Wii. And I understand the GameCube or the Wii was basically like a kind of a GameCube upgraded. But yeah, so let's try a couple of games and show you how it boots up. Okay, so the first thing I've noticed, like had some problems in the beginning when booting it up. I have no idea which button to start. Do you press this button? Need to press it really hard. You know, that's what I mean. You know, like, you almost think it's going to be getting stuck, but sometimes the loading times are absolutely like horrible. Or just freezes up. That's another thing. But another thing I also noticed when you're going to play a game, yeah, sometimes it's just having like a lot of like hiccups in the beginning. They're a little bit of a bummer, but yeah, nothing to do about that. So far, I know. And I'm just gonna be honest, besides this thing is like super clunky. It plays quite nice to be honest. Volume can adjust it over here, but I must say that I was really surprised just actually how good this thing just sounds and plays. It's unfortunate to have like these minor problems when it comes to the software. Alright, so everything has been configured correctly. But when the game is actually booted up, we have like a lot of fun. Come on, come on. Beefcake turns into Boofy. Man, Bloody Roar is absolutely an epic game. Come on, let's finish the match. Come on, bring it on. Ooh. Wait, when you're actually going to play it, you can see there is no hiccups whatsoever. Another thing I wanted to show you, when you're pressing the M button, you're going to get inside the menu itself. So it's kind of cool, so you can even change out the aspect ratio if you want to. Take consideration, it's like if you're going to mess around with it. I did it before. Yeah, it's not always a good idea, simply because if you're going to have like progressive scanning or stuff going on in there, you do have like an F issue and everything goes apeshit. So take that into consideration, but if you want to, you can change it out to a 4:3 aspect ratio. With the progressive mode, I already mentioned before that it can mess up your screen, but if you're going to leave it to 60:9 or you don't mess around too much with the screen and you're going to boot it up a game like Sonic Adventure 2, it's going to be looking absolutely epic. And I'm just going to be honest, like when playing it on a tiny screen like this, it looks absolutely great. Let's play some Sonic. Okay, so when you're going to play a game like Sonic Adventure on the GameCube, in combination with this handheld and progressive mode, it looks so cool, man. It looks absolutely amazing. And in combination with the great controls and the form factor of the handheld, I can personally like play this game for hours to come. And that is something that I personally really love about this handheld. So let's crank up the volume and let's play a little bit of Soul Calibur, because it's one of my favorite games to play. I just sound like a big nerd of these fighting games. I love them. Oh, we don't have Cervante, people. We don't have Cervante. One of my favorite ones to play. There was also no Nightmare. Oh, come on. What kind of game? Okay, you know what? Let's choose Link. Let's choose Link. I think it's also cool, like collaboration. I think the Xbox had Spawn. PlayStation version had like Heihachi. But this game runs without any issue, so I far have seen. Also the intro, everything, no problem whatsoever. But it's time to do a quick teardown and also open it up, because yep, we had quality issues, like always. Not only like the shitty paint job, there was something loose in this freaking thing. So I'm guessing it's one of those batteries. So let's remove it. Okay, what we need to do is remove the 2 screws and the back, the one at the bottom and 2 at the top. So let's start with the top ones and let's take a peek in the inside, see what the hell is going on here. Like that is, I'm just going to be honest, like I'm already used to this situation that every single time I'm buying like a portable PlayStation, there is always something I need to re-glue just to put in, let's say, in fixed position, that it doesn't like mess up the system on the inside. So yeah, unfortunate, that is something, even you're paying like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, they don't, let's put it this way, they cannot really manage to get it right the first time. So even for the 6, basically like the 4 tiny parkers and the 2 screws, it is a solid construction. So let's lift it up, let's be very careful with this, because we don't want to ruin anything, because these things are made so nicely. Okay, so the thing that was loose is just actually the main board. Ah, I see, and there we go. So there isn't part of here broken, unfortunate. But let's do a quick overview of everything. The thing they have changed in the last, let's say, couple of years, that they have like let's say, set of when it comes to PCBs. You know what's kind of funny? They have like PlayStation logos on here. So they're also using this on the PlayStation 2 portable. But yeah, the way how they made it is absolutely great. The unfortunate thing is like the first mistake is making there, like these things are way too thin. Maybe there's a reason with idea in this, because of limited space. The first problem we're having, that this thing is actually broken. So that is the first thing that we need to fix. Maybe put some super glue on it. Another problem is like, yeah, so this is basically like all like dangling around. They didn't have enough screws put in place. We do have like some screw holes, or the original screw holes, but yeah. Yeah, what do you think of the original quality of the soldering work? And just to be honest, like I don't have the knowledge to do all of this. Like here you can even see like this is super thin wire going from this place all the way over there. They should be like doing some better job with the hood glue. I'm just going to be honest, this looks a little bit messed up, to be honest. So they did like a lot of soldering, so this is a lot of work getting everything in place. They did a good job like adding a lot of glue, hot glue over the cables and such kind of things. For if you're going to open it up, you cannot really mess it up, because these wires are so freaking thin. It's absolutely crazy. But when it comes to the device itself, at least they should like clean it up after like soldering and assembled everything. Take a little bit more time and just make everything nice. But when you're looking at the inside, it's a lot of work. Getting a Wii, soft modding it, stripping it down and make it fitting inside the device. Besides like some minor errors when it comes to the software, it seems to be working just fine. So in the end, it's a very cool piece of technology, and I find it very interesting to see what they can actually make out of it. I find it a little bit annoying and also like a little bit bummy. You can see like the silver edge over here of the screen. Beside that, the paint job can be way better than they are basically delivering now. And also like the construction, it needs to be better in the inside. I fixed it. There's no, like say, rumbling noise in the inside anymore. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this? What is the future of it? Simply because emulation is getting better and also cheaper on different handhelds. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, hit the little bell, and it will be great to see you in the next video.